Hi, I'm Liz with Liz Toth Properties, powered by EXP Realty. I'm a residential real estate agent in Raleigh, North Carolina. Today is your real estate market update, but this real estate market update is specifically focused on active adult communities. And what I'm going to be talking about today are the top 4 resale 55 plus communities in the Triangle. And when I say top 4, I mean top 4 by size of community. So we'll talk about Carolina Preserve, which is about 1,300 homes. It's a Del Webb community. Carolina Arbors, also a Del Webb community, also about 1,300 homes. Creekside at Bethpage, about 660 homes. And it was started by AV Homes, and Taylor Morrison purchased AV Homes about halfway through the community or so, and they finished out the community. And then Fendel Farms, which is built by Lennar, about 500 homes. I'll start with where they're located in the Triangle, why they're in a great location, and then talk a little bit about what's been going on in the real estate market in these 4 communities. And the reason I thought I'd focus on resale today is not everybody I talk to wants a new construction home. A lot of times folks, it's really like 50-50. A lot of times folks will want an established community, with established landscaping and trees and things like that, versus a new construction community where it's going to take a while for some of that stuff to fill in. So it depends on what you're interested in. But this one in particular, I wanted to focus on resale homes specifically. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get right into it. So first we'll start with the location. Obviously here is downtown Raleigh, and up here is downtown Durham. We'll zoom out so you can see. So when we look for 55 plus communities, Carolina Arbors is right here. Fendel Farms is right across Leesville Road. So they're right across the street from each other, basically. This is Fendel Farms. And then Creekside at Bethpage is over here. So these 3 communities are in what's called the Briar Creek area. This area really runs along the border of Raleigh and Durham. It's one of the more popular areas in the Triangle because it's convenient to downtown Durham, convenient to downtown Raleigh. It's easy to get to the airport. You're close to major roads. You're about 25 minutes to Chapel Hill, depending on traffic. So these 3 communities are in a great location, very convenient to shopping. If I zoom in here, you can see the Briar Creek Commons. This is a huge shopping area. It has Target, a movie theater, Home Goods, Barnes and Noble, lots of restaurants, little shops, things like that. On the other side of 70 over here, you have Walmart, Sephora, Kohl's, lots of restaurants, shops, things like that. So no lack of shopping in this area. Harris Teeter is going to be the closest grocery store to both Carolina Arbors and Fendel Farms. And then, Creekside at Bethpage is in a great location too, closer to 40. And so you have access to some other shopping and things like that. Walmart down this way. You have some restaurants over here. You can still get over to the Briar Creek Commons pretty easily. There's actually a Lowe's Foods right across the street from the Briar Creek Commons, which is not showing up on my screen here, but it is located over here across the street from the Briar Creek Commons. Lowe's Foods is a local grocer. They're like Harris Teeter. So that's a great grocery store as well. And so those 3 are in a really great location, Briar Creek area, close to Raleigh and close to Durham. And now we're going to go basically down the 540. So if we're going, let's say from Carolina Arbors, a lot of times if I show both like Fendel Farms, Carolina Arbors, and then I'm going to show Carolina Preserve, I'll have people follow me or they'll be in the car with me and we'll go down 540 towards Cary, and you get off here and then you're right over here. And it is Carolina Preserve at Amberley. So Amberley is a master plan community. Carolina Preserve is just one section that's 55 plus, and it is by Del Webb, as I mentioned earlier. Also in a great location in the Triangle, you can see you're really close to Publix. You're also close to Parkside Commons, which is a huge shopping area, which has Harris Teeter, Target. You can see the Chick-fil-A, Hobby Lobby, movie theater, lots of stuff over here. And then you're also really convenient to Durham. So I'm going to zoom out over here. It's easy. You could take 751 and get right up to the South Point Mall area, which has all kinds of shopping, restaurants, things like that. So really great location for all 4 communities. One of the unique things about Carolina Preserve over here in Cary is it is just outside of the community is the American Tobacco Trail, which you can see is this green line right here. The American Tobacco Trail is a railroad track that was converted into a fitness path. Depending on what website you read, it goes for 30 miles roughly. So you could get a great walk, run, or bike ride in, and you're really close to an entrance when you're in Carolina Preserve. So that's one of the things that's unique about Carolina Preserve. And then if we go up here, back up here to Briar Creek, one of the things that's unique about Carolina Arbors, Fendel Farms, and Creekside is you're pretty close to the entrance of Umstead State Park. There's one big entrance. There's actually two big entrances. There's one over here off of 40, and then there is one over here off of Glenwood. So real convenient from all three of these communities to get over to Umstead State Park. And that park has lakes. It has about 30 miles of hiking trails. You can ride horses on certain trails, biking. It's a great and very beautiful park, and it's really in the middle of Raleigh. So those are the unique things. Location, some of the unique things about those communities. What's been going on in the real estate market? Well, when you think about the number of homes combined, when you combine all four of those communities, so 1,300 homes in Carolina Preserve and Carolina Arbors, about 660 in Creekside, 500 in Fendel Farms. It's almost 3,800 homes. You would think there would be a lot of homes available for sale. And right now, out of all of those communities, there are only 11 homes currently available for sale in all four communities combined. So, and you can see when I run the search here, the homes are going to vary in size. You can see the communities. There's one in Carolina Preserve from 1,600 or at 1,600 square feet listed for 490. And then it gets up to, almost 5,000 square feet in Carolina Preserve listed for 950. There's one coming soon in Creekside at Bethpage. This means it's currently being marketed, but you cannot show the home. So, coming soon is a great way to just let people know, hey, showings are going to be starting soon. Check it out, get to town, get your finances ready if you think you're going to be interested. Showings start Friday. So one coming soon in Creekside at Bethpage, but you can see just not a lot available for sale in all four communities combined. Does that mean you should abandon your search? No, if you're interested in one of these communities, it's just a matter of timing, and it's just a matter of watching and really narrowing down. The things that I always advise clients that I work with is like, come here, narrow down the communities, pick your favorite ones, and then we'll watch those communities until the right thing comes up. Pricing, as far as that's concerned, you can see prices range anywhere from $490 all the way up to $950 for the homes that are on the market. Overall average for an 1,800 square foot home in Fendel Farms, you're in the 500 range. When you get into Carolina Arbors, same thing. You're in the close to 600. And then when you get up into the 2000s, you're looking at the 600s and 700s in these communities. So that's something to keep in mind too when you're looking at the Raleigh-Durham area. A lot of people I talk to are surprised to see what the price points are for a 2,000 square foot home. Now, these homes could be 1-story or 2-story. I just wanted to focus on everything that's available. But this gives you an idea, if you are looking for a home that's 2,000 or 2,400 square feet, 2,500 square feet, you could potentially be in the 600s or 700s, depending on what community you're located in. And so that's what's currently on the market today in these four communities. And when we look at what it has closed, I also want to give an idea of because a lot of times people will ask me, well, how many homes come available for sale in these communities? Well, it's hard to say. It just really kind of depends on the situation. We don't see a consistent amount of homes coming on the market, every single month or every single year in these communities. If I go back 6 months, in all four communities, 120 homes have closed. And if we look at what the average price point is, what is the average price point, average size of these homes that are selling? So they're about 2,200 square feet. And the average of all these 120 closed sales, they've averaged 19 days on the market. So that's one of the things I would tell you. If you're a buyer in the market and you're looking today, definitely have a sense of urgency because homes in these communities are selling very, very quickly. These, especially Carolina Preserve, Carolina Arbors, Those I would say are the more popular communities, but Fendel Farms and Creekside at Bethpage are also popular communities. Homes are selling quickly in these communities. If you're interested, you have to have a sense of urgency because that home could be gone by the weekend. So that's something to keep in mind. And that's over the last 6 months. So that takes into consideration some of the fluctuations we've seen in the market with rates being higher and then coming down recently. The average list price has been about $631,000. Average closed sales price about $630,000. And I like to point this out because some folks have mentioned to me that, hey, we're seeing homes sit on the market a little bit longer. Our prices coming down. Well, in the last 6 months, not really. If we look at these 120 sales, you can see sellers averaged 100% of the list price. So the last list price. So this isn't going to show if somebody reduced the price 2 or 3 times. But this will just show from the last list price to what it sold for, they're averaging 100% of list price to sales price. Now the low or the low point was the home sold for 6% below list price. The high was it sold for 10% over the list price. So that gives you an idea of how quickly homes are selling, what they're selling for, the size of the home, and then you're not seeing big price reductions. So that's something, if you're coming into this market from somewhere else, don't expect to get a big discount on homes in this area because we're just not seeing that in this particular market. So hopefully that, and let's see if we we'll narrow down just a tad. So if we want to narrow down to like what happened more recently, I would look back 90 days and you can see out of almost 3,800 homes or approximately 3,800 homes in all 4 communities, only 56 homes have sold and closed in the last 90 days, which is just an incredibly low number. But let's take a look at what did the list price look like in this particular. When we narrow it down to more recent sales data, you can see roughly the same 19 versus 23 days on the market, roughly the same size of home, like average overall, averaging the same as far as list price to sold price, 100%, and list price and sold price a little bit higher. So prices have gone up, since when I narrowed it down from 6 months to 90 days, prices actually went up. So we're seeing home prices go up in these communities in the recent months. So hopefully that information is helpful for you. If you have questions on the real estate market or the active adult market in the Raleigh-Durham area, Chapel Hill, don't hesitate to reach out. I do help folks with both new construction and resale homes. If you're interested in learning more about our area, you want to take some tours of communities or cities, check out my YouTube channel, Welcome to Raleigh. There's also buyer tips, seller tips, and more information on the real estate market. I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I hope you have a great day.